Hello, here is an IGS game that black won by 6.5, so rather close, but the game was quite peaceful from start to finish. And it feels that black was a little bit too conservative towards the end. So if you go back on the right side in the last few moves around here, yeah, when white played t12, normally white should just push and then black blocks, and this is it. That's the end game in that area. So playing t12, it's either a misclick or white is overplaying a little bit in this area. Black can just separate. Nothing happens. So if white goes Atari here, black will capture the stone. Then when Atari again coming out, black will capture another stone. Black doesn't have to connect to lose everything like this. Just capture another stone and it's done. There's nothing for white to do. If white goes down, capture everything. So black would separate, and like this black will win by 9 or 10 points instead of 6.5. So bigger margin. Now after black blocked d13 to be conservative and safe, white connects, black plays another move inside. Let's see what happens if black doesn't. So let's say black pushes here, then goes down like this to finish gote. If white plays Atari like this, black will just connect, and when white goes down, nothing happens because black already has an eye, and for white it's impossible to approach s14 and play Atari. So if black simply plays away again, this will be self Atari, one eye versus no eye, then black will capture. Therefore, black doesn't have to play another move inside. That's another -1 point, plus losing tempo when black can actually play away. So let's have a look from the beginning. Komoku, another Komoku, so far so good. Simply defend the corner, but well, it's more common to attack the top left corner first to prevent the Shimari, and after white reacts, for example with a Kosumi or a Keima, then defend the top right corner with a Shimari. But it's also okay to take your tight Shimari right away. In this case, white can either approach the lower right corner or make a Shimari in the top left as well. But this way, black can go for a second Shimari, and then white can either go f3 tight or extend all the way to the middle of the side just to prevent black's extension. So this would be also a very positional game with both white and black taking Shimaris, but it's actually fine for white to prevent this low right Shimari. So now black went for a low and tight pincer, then white plays, maybe it's a little bit of a, let's say, testing move, but he shouldn't try that. It looks like an overplay. Right now, white should play something in the right corner. Usually it's r3, simply attach in the Sansan, then black will either Hane under or play a 2-space jump directly. So we have this kind of very simple Joseki. Hane, 2-space extension, white jumps out, black extends again, white hits the vital point in this case, then go up, cut, take one stone, so white will fix the group like this, and black extends again. So in this kind of pattern, black develops on both sides, right side and the bottom, while white just settles the group in the corner. It's a very basic Joseki, and now white is center, so I can think about some moves in the top right, but playing the Tsuki at q16 looks more like a Kotret, so it's a waste to try it now. Usually the Tsuki that white should try, it's r15 or s16. But it's not even necessary. I mean, white can play a shoulder hit or simply defend the top left corner and keep calm. Because white has Komi, so he doesn't have to play too risky in the beginning. So we have an attach, then a Hane, and now on middle side extension, a counter pincer. So this is already good for black. Black played the best move here locally, which is r5, very good to connect underneath. Now white plays Nobi, black connects solid, that's fine. Black can also pull back here, no problem. If white pushes like this, you simply get ahead. If you push it again, you get ahead again. And when white connects against the cut, you can just extend on the bottom or play away. Because this wall is not something to be scared of. Black already got a lot of territory, and white has some floating stones towards the middle. It's not a big deal. But it's actually fine to play r6, the solid connection, then connect again, Hane descend, and white play the move to prevent to protect the cut. But actually it's not that impressive, because if white plays here, black can still come inside the bottom with a move like this and then extend for a base. So normally for white it's more interesting to play something like g3 or an extension to the middle of the side, k4, j4, and try to go large for a moya on the bottom side. Because this kind of move, it's a tight defense to keep connected. Anyway, black is not going to cut at p4 because the ladder works. But even if it makes a solid formation in the lower right corner, it still leaves a big gap for an invasion like j3, for example, which will happen later in the game. So either this or the vital point at n3. So right now, black played in the top left, that's good. White pincers, put some pressure, this is fine. Now invade the corner, that's also good. Yeah, you can leave the 3 stones in the top left corner because it's very difficult for white to attack them. So that's a resilient group. Luckily, black can play an attach move here. And if white connects this way, black will also play solid and white extends again. So black already has a base in the corner, then play away. Pincer or Sun invasion. Now there are other josekis here too, like white can push, then push inside, block, jump out, descend, and leave the position like this. It's all about going for outside thickness and then grab a big point. But actually it's fine for black to play away. It's nice to go Sun. White block the bottom. It's hard to say here which direction it's better for white. I mean, both ways it's actually fine. White can block the left side too. Black will go out. White can Nobi or play the Keima or even Hane and double Hane. So let's check this just a little bit with the jump at f3, then push, cover, Hane, and then immediately Hane in the corner and inside cut. So if this happens, black can capture the stone on the left side, then white will squeeze, take the stone on the bottom, Atari connect, go out. Here if the ladder is good, white will play Atari, and I think the ladder works fine because of the top stones in the q16 and r15, and then black extends here. So actually, like this, white will switch from the moya on the left side to set up the moya on the bottom side, even though originally white blocked at c4. So that can happen, but actually white blocked d3. So when white blocks d3, maybe he's interested more in the bottom side, but he ended up just with some walls facing each other, but black invaded the middle. So that was good. White shouldn't play the Nobi here. In this case, it's more interesting for white to play a middle side extension, like k3 for example. Then when black goes Atari and descend, white can Keima, and like this, white is taking care of the bottom moya. So this way was excellent for black. Push again in center, then split the bottom side. Now, for black it's also good to play k3, k4. All these moves are okay on the bottom because it's right in the middle of the walls. But it's also good to play a push like this to reinforce the top left corner. Even one more push or jump in the middle already. So start to reduce coming from the top side. But actually j3 was fine. Now white went down. White can decide whether he wants to attack from the left or from the right. Now, yeah, we will see this move coming. The thing is, when white descends, this d2 is not absolutely center. So in this case, black blocked. But how about black will just extend m3 to fix a base and prevent white approach from l3. So normally from d2, what white wants is to jump in the corner at b2. So when this happens, black can push one more time on the left side. White will Nobi again because the block is too dangerous. Once you block, black will cut, and then it's more trouble on the left side. Because after the Nobi, when black Nobi to the center, there's a cutting point here at d6 that white has to take care, and black can jump in between. But even though, let's say black doesn't go up, luckily, black can simply leave by playing a5. So when white pushes, you block. When white goes down, you block again. And now, because of the edge in the middle, white needs to come back and protect, and black can just extend again towards the wall like this, or maybe just one space jump to be safe, or jump to the middle, or even separate this way. This is a very good move, the Keima, to separate the bottom stones from the right side. And this will happen in the game. So what I'm trying to say is that the block at c2 doesn't have to be an automatic response to d2. Sometimes you gotta check the life and death situation in that corner and just grab another big point instead, because if white turns here, you go down c2, and if white jumps in the corner, you push, and then you can push again and turn, or simply take the vital point and the group is alive. In this case, to push and block it's fine too, because when white turns here, you have the throw in, then descent, and now the group will leave anyway. So this is again center for black. Black can jump out on the Hane. This is the way to leave. And if white plays this, you go down, white plays here, and it's a seki. So the group is also alive. And again, black is centered to play another big point. So black defends by reflex, more or less. White attacks from the lower side. This is good. Push black towards the wall. So here, even if you have space for a two-space extension to try to make a base, it's still tricky because the group can be under a lot of pressure. So in fact, it's better to jump out, because if white takes away the base by playing g3, you can switch direction here, and this move, it's actually threatening m2, the Tesuji, to fix the base. So white needs to play a double up or a Kosumi or even a bump, but you don't care and you jump out again. Actually, against this bump, you can counter with another bump, another Butsukari, and when white plays here, jump out or play Kosumi. So the group is actually going to the center much faster. If white doesn't play anything locally around L3, let's say white plays something in the middle, trying to surround the whole thing on a large scale, black has this nice Tetsuji and it's easy to fix a base. So when white separates, you go up, Ihane, you block, white will catch the two stones, but then you got all these forcing moves. So you give up the two stones, but you make an excellent I shape. And then you can play Tsuke or Tsuke under, give up another stone, jump to the center, and it's easy to fix ice for the entire group and erase the bottom area, or I mean the bottom potential. And another way to fix I shape is when white pulls back, you cover, I mean you crawl and connect underneath, then white blocks, you block like this, and again you have a nice stable shape and eyes on the bottom side this way. So that's the Tetsuji you're looking for. So when you jump, if white jumps along, then you can extend, and it's much better than just extend and allow the cap move, because now the group is still under a lot of pressure when white caps, like it happened in the game. And against this cap, it's actually good to go between the groups like this, or well, split the stones. You split. If he plays a Keima, you can push along. If he plays here, now you already have a better shape, much stronger shape to fight in the center. Then you jump out. So this, white played the peep, that's good. Now Tetsuji to remove the base, this is also a good move. Black peeps, that's nice. Now Kosumi Tsuke, this looks pretty much forced, white had to pull back. But here actually, black can cover. Because if white connects here, you can play one Atari and connect. And if white cuts, it's not such a big deal. You can go Atari this way, and then Atari J2. And if white goes down, you can play this move first, and white needs to capture the stone. And now actually it's nice. You can jump out, and the entire group on the left side is in trouble. Let's see what happens if you play, oh, you can even connect. Then when white goes here, Atari, white needs to capture stone, and then you go down. This is even worse for white. On this move, you can play here. On this one, this is a good squeeze, because at the end you can capture the ko in center, so you give up the 4 stones, the group is already connected, and then jump out to keep the pressure. So it's absolutely fine to block first, because it removes the liberties. Even if you just play, for example, Kosumi like this, white needs to play another move inside, and then you give up the 2 stones and jump out, but you always have the connection under as a last resort. So jump out. Once you jump out, white can push, and then if you connect here, he will push along. And if you cover, he will take the 2 stones, and now there are no more ways to squeeze him. But white didn't push, white just blocked. And now we're back to this where you can cut, and if he turns, you go Atari here again. Like that is too easy for white. I mean, he can already connect underneath, and he got the 2 stones. The shape is good on the bottom, and black is the only one running out in the center, so gotta escape from the moil. This way it's just a neutral point for white, because later you can still separate. So white should connect underneath at f2. Now the way out should be this kind of Ogema, the horse neck formation, because it's solid and connected. But actually, even like that, black is fine. Yeah, white shouldn't cut. White has to push again and then connect underneath. If white cuts directly, this doesn't work for two reasons. So Atari and then Atari. The ladder seems to be working. So tuck, 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 tuck. Yeah, it goes into the black stones. But on the other hand, you don't even have to play the ladder. You can play just net. If white pushes out, you block. If you plays Atari, connect. So the stones are captured already. There is no way out. It's an obvious net. Actually, it wasn't that obvious because of this Atari. I mean, white can start from Atari, black connects, but when white connects, black still covers and the net is working. So better play the net than the ladder when you have the option, because net doesn't leave ladder breakers. Like here, white can play some move in the top, threatening to come out, and then you have to play another one. But when you have the net like this, if he plays in the top, you don't care, you can answer. Or, I mean, you're sent to play other moves. Not forced to remove the stone in the ladder. Anyway, white connected here. Then black jumps. The jump should be Keima actually, because if white comes out, now you have the net this way. The other jump leaves the agi of this kind of peep, and then when you take the stone, white can separate. But black can actually push along a couple of times and then jump. Try to connect to the top. So use the wall and actually push this white group into the wall. So now white has to rely on the connection underneath eventually. This when white tsuke and black pulls back, it's a little bit soft. It's more active to play Hane, white blocks, and then Atari. And when white connects, you can play a nice tiger mouse shape, similar to white's formation on the bottom. Also, if white tries to resist, you have Atari, white connects, and then you can capture the stone like this. Atari and ladder him out. If you plays Atari here, you just connect. On this move you block, on this one, tiger mouth, and now white again is in trouble, he needs to connect underneath. So simply go up. Keima is good here, it can build some points. Now it's time for this kind of move. If white plays this, you can go Atari first, capture the stone, capture here, and on this Atari, you can even start a call. But you need to have co threats. So when white captures, for example, push through, block, take back. And if white goes out, that's a disaster for white on the right side. This move is not small, it's attacking the two stones, but if white just plays the cap and gives you two stones like that, it's not going to be a very big catch. So now white can start a counter attack coming from the top, which he actually did. Instead of jump, it's better to play Hane. And now when white Hane, you Nobi, so you connect to the middle, but this creates Agi with these two cuts. So white has to pay attention and go back and protect J16, which means that black defended in Gote, so now black can play another big point. Like that, black is just defending, but is not going to impact or affect the top stones in any way. Now black still got that move, so it's like playing Hane, and if white jumps here, then you play f14, but f14 is not necessary because the group is already connected, so you can play Nobi to go out faster. Now on this move, black plays a tiger mouth, this is good, white pushes through. This can be dangerous for the bottom group, but for now it's okay. And black Nobi, but in this case, black can jump to be faster into the center. So one space jump, it's really bad. On the other hand, this kind of jump cannot be separated. I mean, if white tries this move, you go Atari and then connect. Or Atari under, then push through. And if he blocks, Atari and capture the stone. So it's already a disaster for black. Nobi out it's a little bit slow. I mean, if you play a slide here and white Hane, you block, he goes Nobi, you push again, he goes Nobi, and then you take away the potential in the top. So even if he plays the Hane, it's not a big deal. But the jump would be nice. I mean, the shape-wise, this is good. You go out faster. So white jumps, then a little Tesuji. Yeah, it's nice to start with this move because sometimes people just block, and then when you push through, it's Atari and capture. But here he didn't fall into the trap. So how about crosscut? That's the Agi to think about. If he goes Atari like that, you Atari from behind, and then Hane under to connect. And if he captures a stone, you can Atari from behind here, and then connect. But, well, you don't have to do anything. Right now, it's interesting to do something and save the group first, make a base, and then think about G18. Because with the push and Atari, everything is solved. I mean, those are like code threads that you could use anytime. There was also the option of crosscut, and it's Ajikeshi. There's nothing to do there anymore. Yeah, go out. Han is good. On this crosscut, I would play Atari this way and connect because it hurts the stone on the outside too. And White still needs to do something to save the group on the right, either with no B or with a direct capture. Then he needs to leave here, which is quite painful in the end, and now jump in the middle. So there might be more prospects for black to build in the center compared to what white gets on the side. But this takes some solid territory, so it's not too bad. Yeah, finally the jump in the middle to erase, that's good. This kind of connection, it's also pretty much a reflex move. It's actually going to save 5 points in the corner. It's true that for white in this case it's sent it to capture that stone, but let's say black finds something bigger for now, like a block here. This block can give you like 10 points in the top, and also it's attacking K17 severe. So when white captures a stone in the corner, you go Atari, give it up, you push again. If he blocks, you just leave. So you lost these 5 points in the corner, but you gain a lot in the top. Besides, K17 still needs some help, like go down to defend. And then you can continue attacking the group on the right side or play other moves. So it's not always mandatory to defend B2, A2 right away. You can wait a little bit if it's played too early. But in the end, black took center. Come out. This seems a little bit small. It's interesting to play Atari under. If white comes here, push again, white blocks, peep, connect, and then jump again in the center, because white really played lots of stones to capture one, and the group is still kind of heavy. Like this, saving that stone, white will play lots of forcing moves. There's not such a big catch, and then he connected. Instead of this move, it's better to push out. Now, when white plays here, you can connect in a more effective way with a Kosumi. So when white pushes like this, you block, and it saves more points on the side. Now Hane, okay. This leaves a lot of Aji. White should play N2 or O2. This one, having the cut at O2, even if right now doesn't work, because white will connect this way, later in the game it will be a problem. And we will see that happening soon. Yeah, this block is very good. Hane also. The connection seems a little bit small. I mean, you can gain more if you come out into the center and try to separate the whole group on the right side. But yeah, this shows that black is confident with the territory right now. Jump in the middle, that's okay. Secure the group. Here it's better to connect with a turn, because when you play the jump and white plays the peep, you play K16 and it feels like K15, it's a waste. And it's also an empty triangle locally, so now, but anyway, it's not a very big error. This is big. Erase all the points on the left. Oh, okay. Turn direction here in Sente. White messed up with the jump. Normally, white has a bamboo, has to play a bamboo or a block, because this jump, black can push through, and if white blocks, snap back. I think that will happen too. Quite soon, yeah. So it's a good catch, and now again, white has to protect here against the double Atari. So white pushed, peep, take a stone, okay. Now the double Atari, white can, black can also push here, but yeah, double Atari is big. And take the stone in center, nice. Now it's okay to play this Atari because it's threatening I shape, then also push. White will catch these guys, and the connection in the middle should be a one space jump. It's more elegant shape wise. Yeah, that happened. Oh, here black can wedge. because if white captures a stone, you go Atari from the other side and take 3 stones. So white has to go down, in fact. Then black can pull back and then push more instantly. That's fine. Now some small endgame moves. Yeah, this is not necessary. Only after black captures a stone. So if you play away, he takes a stone, then you defend. But till then, not really necessary. And white can also leave it. I mean, white can catch this guy anytime. It's only a 3 points in Gote. So for white right now, let's see what's bigger. This Atari, it's a Cotret. This push, black defense. Yeah, white doesn't have too many big points left to play. So yeah, eventually capture here. So now there is no way for white to win this game. Black is leading by around 10 points. And it looked like black kept the lead pretty much till the end. Good defense, but it's also fine to connect like that, because it leaves less scotters. The reason I in the corner, when white pushes here, you connect, nothing to worry about. And now it's done. More endgame stage. Yeah, it's only here where black should just cut and finish, win by 9 or 10 points instead of 6.5. But overall, good game for black. Not so dangerous, even though the bottom look a little bit scary at some point. But yeah, these 2 stones, black could use a little better with the cut, take away liberties, try a squeeze, and so on. I hope you enjoyed this review.